Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that, also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading and how to join as a member on the channel. Today we are doing Why Do Men Find You Attractive? It's been a while since I've done one of these readings, so it is a popular reading, very highly requested on the channel. I thought I'd bring it back. Definitely called to do so at this time, so we're just going to have fun with it and see what comes out. Today I am using the Wild Soul Oracle cards by Leela Ravenswood. Or Lila. It could be Lila. I always forget. I don't know. I don't know how to say this. It could be Leela. It could be Lila. That's the name. Whatever. You'll figure it out if you want it. So, all right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our prayer, and we'll open up your reading and find out, why do men find you attractive? And if you're wanting to know why women find you attractive, I will be doing that reading soon as well too. Okay, so just trying to keep it equal across the board. Everybody deserves to know. All right, my beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading. I ask that you open up our hearts so that we can hear the messages that are meant for us clearly and concisely, and to remind us that in this here, now, here moment, we are enough exactly as we are. We don't have to become something that we're not. We don't have to change who we are. We don't have to try to shift ourselves so that we can be seen or heard or validated by others. That we have a right to stand firm and brave exactly as we are in this moment. That maybe some of us are really struggling with this, or maybe some of us are just really wanting to be seen by someone else, or to feel wanted by someone else. Sometimes it's a nice feeling to feel wanted, even though we know there's so much more to it than just being wanted. But to remind us that when we open up our hearts to our own self and to our journey, that we are already wanted, desired, loved, and appreciated more than we even know. I ask that you open up this road clearly so that we can all see this, to know it to be the truth, and to remember that we all are supported along the way. As these words are spoken unto this reading and upon this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. Let me get this out of the way over here. Okay. Get the ashes out of the way too. All right. So we'll give this a couple of souffles. Souffling, we're souffling. And we're shuffling, we're shuffling. All right, source. Why do men find my collective attractive? Why do men find my collective attractive? Why do men find my collective attractive, source? All right, so for pile number one, what Wild Soul Oracle card will help us better understand why men find pile number one attractive right off the bat, just flipping out of the deck? Thank you, source. And for pile number two, what Wild Soul Oracle card will help us better understand why men find pile number two attractive? Okay, thank you, source. And for pile number three, source, what Wild Soul Oracle card will help us better understand why men find pile three attractive? Okay, they want that one, so I'll take that one. Okay. I'm not going to do collective energy today, but let me get these all set up for you. My choices are almost bigger than the cards themselves. Make sure we're on camera here. Frame. The sun is at a weird angle right there, so I'm trying to block it, but okay, we've got for pile number 1, this geode. Let me see if I can get that to look better there. I believe this is called Angel Light, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if turning on the overhead is going to make that. There we go. You can see inside of it now. Okay, and it's just a magnet, so there's like really nothing going on the back. All right. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of amethyst. Okay, and for pile number 3, we have this beautiful tumbled rock. Okay, so we've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you felt drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that, I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful geode, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, it's going to be a reading on why do men find you attractive. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that, let's go ahead and hop to it. Find out, why do men think pile number 1 is attractive? Source, why do men find pile number 1 attractive? What would you like to share with us today? Why do men find pile number 1 attractive? What would you like to say, Source? Okay, so we've got the South Node, Aries energy, and the 10th house. You are a very hard worker, but you're also remind them of someone that they used to know. That's interesting. It's like, I feel like you're a chameleon. And so where you're, whatever you're doing, like you blend in really well. And that's why it's like you're like someone they used to know. It's not because you have a lot of the same energy as someone else. I feel like it's just because you're a chameleon and you really blend in, and that blending in is what, you know, it's like when you know someone but you don't know how you know them. That's what it feels like. They find you attractive because you also inspire them to let go of things that they don't want to hold on to anymore. And they feel like that's really attractive. Like you inspire them to be a better version of themselves, to want to begin again, to want to start anew, to start fresh. And your discipline and your ability to show up and be consistent with whatever it is that you do inspires them as well, because it's like you're always working hard, you're always putting forth your best foot, you're always doing everything that you can to be the best version of yourself, right? And you never give up and you never stop, and that's something that they really admire about you. And that's something that's incredibly attractive as well. It's just like they could see themselves building a life with you. And I also feel like you're very fiery and so like you're very spicy. You're someone who has a lot of grit to you, but also you don't take any crap from anybody. It's just like if someone's giving you a hard time, like you bite back. It's like you also are witty in a very spicy way. Like sometimes it's not like you're trying to put people down, but it's like my grandma always used to call them zingers, and that's what I just heard right now. You call them zingers. And so you call them out on stuff, and it's like, it's true, but it's also in a playful way as well. It's like, you know, like you could do better if you worked on that, but also like I'm teasing you about this because it's something that's true about you. So even if you don't work on it, just know that I'm going to keep calling you out on it because it's true, but I don't feel like you do it in a mean way. Like I don't feel like you're over there trying to like undermine someone. That's not the energy here. But you're also someone who's seen by a lot of people too. So maybe you have a very prominent position in your job or in your career, and it's like you're seen by a lot of people, and you hold yourself in a very professional way. And that's also why they find you attractive. It's like boss lady or boss man energy here, boss person energy here, and recognizing that like, wow, holy Toledo, like they really know how to get things done and they could really take charge of life, and I know that I could follow them to like the ends of the world. So also I feel like it's just you have just grown so much, especially in the last few years. So if a lot of these men have been in your life for any extended amount of time, they're seeing how much growth you're experiencing. And growth is attractive, right? Because we're changing who we are on a level of where we're letting go of our fears, and the more we let go of our fears and our insecurities, the brighter we shine. And it's like the internal glow up. I feel like some of you are very serious, but I keep getting this image of business, like always wearing business attire, like you'd look cute as a sexy librarian. That's what I just heard. So that's funny. Oh, snap. Like your hair up in a bun with some glasses on, or like if you're a guy, like just with, you know, kind of like messy hair and your glasses on, and like your tie down a little bit because you're always researching and you're always like thinking things through. Why do men find pile number one attractive? Also, like, I feel like if you're spiritual, if you're very spiritual, like your connection with the divine is something they find very attractive as well, because it's like a part of who you are. And so you're not afraid to share that part of yourself. Why do men find pile number one attractive, source? Okay, thank you. Why do men find pile number one attractive? What would you like to say? Why do men find pile number one attractive? Thank you. All right, so what do we got on the bottom of the deck? Yeah, we've got the Two of Coins. Your ability to multitask and to take care of things and to overcome any trials in life as well. Like you face a lot of trials, whether that's in your position. I mean, we do have the 10th house here showing this is in whatever it is that you're meant to be doing, like your accomplishments, your achievements, your soul mission, your soul purpose. So, you know, this could be career as well. But we see that like you're constantly facing trials, you're constantly facing hardships, but you're poised and you're showing up with that clear mind of knowing how to face it head on. Like you're not trying to run away from it, and that's something that they find incredibly attractive. And yeah, and also like look at very clear energy, right? You're very clear minded, you're very intelligent and wise, and I feel like when you look at someone, you see them to who they are, like their core. So like if you're staring someone in their eyes, they kind of get a little bit uncomfortable because they feel like you know who they are, and you do, because you have really good discernment. Your also intuition is picking up on a lot of things. And so this clear-headedness is something they find very attractive as well. And the ability to move forward and not let life hold you back, and always overcoming. So it's like even if you're dealing with difficult people. Like you're always figuring out new ways to overcome that, and you're always figuring out new ways to approach it, and that's something that they find extremely attractive. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, wow, the Queen of Cups in the reverse. A lot of people here. And the 10 of Cups in the reverse. This is interesting, right? Because it doesn't feel like a lot of positive energy, but we see here it's like you've overcome something that... So I was saying, like, I feel like a lot of the men here have watched you overcome something. So this could be over social media, but I feel like it's really, again, having to do with work. Like, they've seen you fall from grace. They've seen you have a great discrepancy in life, even in your personal life, something that really affected your everyday job, something that affected everything that you were doing, something that kept you closed off, something that kept you in a place of, like, being misled and not knowing which way to go, to suddenly finding your way, realizing like, oh, I can do things this way, or I can try this, or I can overcome this here, and realizing that you are a lot stronger than you knew. And so that strength is showing through, and that's something that they really do admire. And there's like either potential for great leadership, or you're stepping into leadership, or you have been in leadership this entire time, and that's something that they find incredibly attractive as well. I also do feel like this is representing like difficult people that you've dealt with, people who've been really closed off, really sharp-tongued and sharp in the way that they approach you, and yet you're still showing up with a sense of poise, and you're still showing up with that business mindset, and you're still able to clearly deal with these people. You know, I am getting a sense that some of you might be lawyers or paralegals, or deal with like some kind of contract, like where mitigation, I heard, where you're actually face to face with people and you have to deal with like hardships, like, you know, counsel. Let's see, I just had it and then it went away. I don't know, like maybe you are in like kind of like a DMV type setting, or like where people are coming to you. Oh, banking setting. Okay. So, yeah, it's like you're dealing face to face with a lot of people, and there's a lot of men around you that see you no matter what. Like you don't let your emotions get the best of you. You could be a Pisces, a Cancer, or Aquarius energy here, Capricorn, Aries. You could have Aries in the 10th house. You could have your fortune in Aries as well. You could have an Aries South Node or a North Node, Pisces North Node, South Node, Libra in the 10th house, Aquarius in the 10th house, Capricorn 10th house. Okay. So there's a lot of energy here where it's like you're dealing with a lot of difficult people, a lot of people who have had things taken away from them, or a lot of people who have had to really overcome difficult situations, collections, banking, being a lawyer, paralegal, like I said, like these type of industries. It could be anything else as well that's similar to that. It's like you're facing a lot of really upset people, and you're having to stay very calm and centered, and you've done it with grace. And that's something that men find incredibly attractive. Like you don't lose your cool regardless. So it's like, even if you have an online presence, you know, like how people do what people do. It's like you're never attacking people online, maybe before you used to, right? Like that could be something that you used to do. And I feel like these are men that have watched you evolve. These are men that have seen you grow over a period of time, where it's like you used to call people out online, but in a cruel way, or in a way to like, it's like, oh, well, I feel attacked, so I'm going to attack you back. And now you don't. Like now you're just like, whatever. It's like you're going to do whatever you're going to do, but I'm going to educate people about the situation. And so your focus now is about educating people about something instead of calling people out on their BS. And that's what it feels like here. And so there's this energy that's coming through where it's like, this is what they're finding incredibly attractive, because you're no longer like trying to throw people under the bus. And maybe you never did, but it's like that energy of like, you don't throw people under the bus, and you're not, you know, your focus is now on just making sure people know, showing them the way. Let's get some clarifiers out. Please clarify this reading source. Yeah, okay. This wants to be over the Queen of Cups. So this is interesting with the Lover here coming out in the reverse over the Queen of Cups. Like, you've been really betrayed. That's what I'm saying. Like, whoever this is, this could be one man in particular, but I do feel like it is a group of men who have watched you go through some great betrayals. And someone cheated on you. Someone put you in a weird third-party situation, even with work, right? And what they're saying is the reason that they find you so attractive now is that it's like all in the past, and you've outgrown whatever emotional trauma that had with it too, because you healed that part of yourself. Yeah, someone played you. Oh my goodness. You know what? This could also be an ex that's coming through as well, who's finding you incredibly attractive. Like, they betrayed you, and now you just don't even think about them like that anymore because it's over with, right? It's in the past, and so they might be really attracted to you now too. Yeah, you're doing your own thing. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Just doing my thing. Oh, who is that? What is that? It's a dubstep song, and I can't remember who the artist is right now. I don't know. Anyways, there's a song. So you're just doing your thing. You're growing. You're grounding yourself. You're getting seen. And this is a very attractive trait because this is like your glow up, right? You left the South Node. And the South Node is also making me feel like this is an ex as well. Right? Like someone coming back from the past. But it could be other men as well. Yeah, you got the Knight of Swords in the bottom. Yeah, you went from being misguided here in your thinking and in your emotions and feeling betrayed and letting that be the only thing that was leading you at one point, which is okay. There's no reason to blame yourself. There's no reason to beat yourself up for that because that's totally human of all of us. We've all been there. Someone says they haven't, they're just lying to you because they don't want to own their own self. So I'm just saying. But it's like you've gone from that misled place to finally coming in and saving yourself and defending yourself the way that is classy and unique for you. And that's why men find you attractive. I also feel like you're looking more youthful recently. Like, maybe before you were looking really worn out and tired and exhausted. And now you're looking more alive and energetic and youthful. Repeat messages here, yeah. How you handle difficulties. This is really the main message here is why they find you attractive is how you handle difficulties. How you handle things that are tough. How you handle things that other people would break from. And not being afraid to start again. Like, you've had to begin again many, many times. But you're finding this balance. And going towards what you desire physically, monetarily and anything that you want to manifest, like you're focused on that. Like this could be a brand new step for you moving forward, but it's finding this balance in your life. You're not afraid to start over. Yeah, leaving behind situations where before maybe you didn't want to rock the boat or you didn't want to speak your truth. It was more about just being heard than it was about speaking your truth. And those are two very different things, right? Like being heard is like we'll say anything to be heard, but speaking our truth means we speak very clearly about where we are and what we're going through. And if someone hears it, they hear it. And if they don't, they don't. But as long as we've spoken that, we heard it ourselves. And that means that we get to validate that ourselves, right? And so there's a huge difference between the two here. But I feel like that's the thing. They just find you so attractive because now you handle conflict a lot different than you used to. Yeah, we have, whoa, Capricorn energy here. Ambition, realism, methodical steps. Yeah. There's been a lot of time that's passed here and they've watched you. And so this, again, it's men who are seeing you on a regular. So they've seen you develop. They've seen you grow. They've seen you glow up. And with the 10th house, it could be men that you work with, right? We see people we work with more than we see the people at home. So yeah, house one. Yeah, house one with your individuality, your self-image, and your approach to life. how you view your life, how you approach life. Yeah, that's exactly what they find so attractive now, because it's like you're more yourself now than you ever have been. And you're comfortable being yourself, right? And it's that energy that is so magnetic, and so they can't help but be attracted to you. On the bottom, we have mutable. Cancer, I'm sorry, let me try that again. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Cancer. Wow, why? I can't with Pisces right now. I can't. It's Pisces, not Cancer. So Cancer energy keeps coming through. So you could have Cancer highly aspect in your chart, or this is a Cancerian who's watching you that is coming through. Okay, so take it as you will, but for me to say it twice, it's obviously not a mistake. That is some sort of sign coming through. So surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Yeah, so you've changed and you're welcoming that. Like, you're no longer trying to hold on to what was old, what was no longer serving you. You're letting it go. Okay, so I got a new deck. This is just called Love and Money. It does not have an artist, but it's got all kinds of pop culture in it. There's a upright and a reversal to it, but the messages are very clear. I really like this deck. It's been a lot of fun. So we're going to get some messages from this. What else, source? Why do men find pile number 1 attractive? What would you like to tell us? Okay, so we've got, it's going to come out this way. This is walls closing in. Our backgrounds may be worlds apart, but our hearts remain aligned, breaking the walls that try to keep us apart. Even when the world sees walls, we find a way to stay united, choosing love over division. So this comes back to exactly what I was saying. Like, it's like at one point there's this energy where maybe you were letting people really overwhelm your energy, and now you're letting love be the guide here. Right? And as you let love be the guide, like, that's making you far more attractive than it ever has been, because you're no longer in this place of, like I said, trying to be heard. Rather, you're validating yourself and your experience. Whether someone else agrees with that or not, that's not your problem, nor does that have anything to do with you. And we have third-party situation. I was foolish to underestimate the impact of infidelity. I should have valued our connection more than my desires. Please forgive me for not recognizing its importance. Yeah, so again, with X energy coming in here, wow. It's been clear. Like, it's weird, right? We're asking why men find you attractive, but then we have an X that's coming up here. And this is someone I feel like you've been releasing, or you're working on releasing. Yeah, so new beginning flying out here, right? Yeah, you're in the process of releasing this person. And the more that you detach from them, and that what that situation brought, and that situation from your life, and, you know, forgiving and letting it go, or whatever it is that's working for you, it's like the more that they feel that, and of course the more they're going to be attracted to you, because it's like, holy crap, they're actually letting me go. But they might not know that's what's happening. It's just like they can't stop thinking about you, and like, oh my gosh, you're a lot different, pile number 1, I want to come forward. But we have pressing life's reset button and setting new intentions, gaining fresh perspectives and seeing the world anew, embracing new beginnings and letting go of the past. Yeah, so you're letting go of the past here. I love these cards. These are great. These are great. I'm so glad I got these. Okay. And they just come in an orange and yellow box. It's called Love and Money. That's all they're called. They don't even have an artist with them. Otherwise, I'd tell you the artist. But on the bottom, we have number 2. This is Oath. It says, we aim for the same target, but fear keeps us from fully committing. Our union needs clarity, not hesitation. So, yeah, this is someone who definitely... they dropped the ball. They just dropped the ball. Like, they didn't take you seriously. Now suddenly they want to take you seriously, and I feel like it's just too little too late. That's what it really feels like here. Too little too late. Okay, so we've got the Knight, loyalty, romance, and chivalry, and a love of honor. And the Shadow is allegiance to destructive ruler principle, romantic delusions. Yeah, so this is someone whom they see just how loyal you are and how much you appreciate honor and integrity in your life. And now it's like, oh my gosh, like, if I hadn't have taken that for granted, but they did. Addict. Yeah, here we go. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Compromise integrity and honesty allows an addictive pattern to have authority in your inner spirit. So I feel like Source is just showing you, like, this is someone who was addicted to, they could have been addicted to sex. This is someone who had addictions to codependency. And I know it's not necessarily what this reading is about, but the message has to come through for some reason. So I feel like for you, pile one, you need to hear this. We're going to see what else comes out in the other piles. Look, I can't. Addiction just flipped out of this deck. This could have been someone you were married to. Snake and music. Okay. On the bottom, surrender, letting go, release, giving up, and patience. Yeah, this is somebody you're letting go of. Look at this. This flew out. Addiction, toxic attachment, drugs, alcohol, and obsession. So this is someone who maybe you had an addiction to or a codependent situation with, and that created a lot of imbalances here. And so this person really loved having your energy around for their own ego boost, but they didn't love giving you love because they didn't have any to give. We have musician, snake charmer, harmony, and melodic. This is someone who I feel like also was very charming, or they used music as a way to connect with you. Snake, deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. Yeah, this is not someone who's good for you for sure. And this just shows like marriage forever, the one, and union. I feel like this could have been someone you really thought at one point was the one. And now they're attracted to you. Like now they want to come back. And it's like, it's not that they weren't attracted to you before, but it's like now you're extra magnetic. And so they want to come back in. Wow. Like I was not expecting this reading to go in this direction, but we're just going to go with it. Okay. So let's get some of these. We get some yin-yang cards out here to kind of clarify this source. Why do men find pile number one attractive? But I do feel like that is true, though, that at work, or this could have been someone that you worked with as well, but I do feel like at work, a lot of men are really attracted to you because of the way you show up. Like, you just don't take anything anymore. Like, you're like, nope. And you do it in such a feminine way too. Like you're not being overtly masculine about it. Like even if you're a man here, like you're doing it in a very feminine way. Like you're, and it's charming. Yeah, self-worth. Look at this. Expectations. This is what happened. There's a lot of confusion in your life and in your past, and a lot of illusions, things you couldn't see clearly, but it created a situation where now you see your self-worth. And this is what I was saying, like this is someone in business attire, even though you can't see the person, like you just know this person's wearing business attire. And so that's what I'm saying, like I feel like you're in a very business or a very professional setting and taking care of yourself in a way that you haven't before, because your energy is shifted. And we have renewal and spark. Yeah. Yeah, this makes so much sense. Your energy has been sparked anew. Trust divine timing. Yeah, so source has been at play here in your journey, and there's been a lot that's happened to get you to this point of trusting that you're worthy of having respect, of love, and consistency in your life, not someone who's in and out. Self-care. This is another reason why men find you attractive. Guarded and vulnerable. Like this card, I never ever feel like this is a bad energy, right? It's like you're guarded for purpose because you've been hurt, but you're also vulnerable when you need to be vulnerable. And that's a very attractive trait. Yeah, you changed. You had the courage to change. You packed your bags. I'm leaving on a jet plane, right? And you're gone. Bye. Yeah, seeds and spring, like you planted new seeds and now you're reaping the benefits and the fruits of your labor. And on the bottom, we have facing our facade and beliefs. And so this energy that's coming up here, this is someone who wears a mask, but you're already walking your north node. Yeah, that's why I was saying like past energy here. This actually helped you get to your north node and your cosmic purpose, which we see with the 10th house as well. So this is someone who, while they did you dirty, part of the reason of all that happening was for you to grow and become who you're meant to. And I know sometimes it's hard to take that as a purpose, but even if there were no purpose to it, it still created a scenario for you to say, what's best for me? And that's something that's powerful in and of itself. So instead of trying to reason why it happened to you, rather look at where you are now in spite of all that happening. Friends. Wow. Okay, so acquaintance, trust, support, and loyalty. So this could have been a friend as well, but I do feel like you also have masculine friends in your life that very much feel this way about you. So let's go ahead and take a look at your card. I'm going to read this from the book. We're going to see what it says. Drive. And it's so crazy because in my other deck, the shark is purpose. So it's your ambition that is so attractive. Let's see, the shark. There we go. Yeah, you're very fierce, like your boss, for sure. Says the shark, a fierce predator in the ocean, symbolizes focus, determination, and instinctual drive. Sharks are always moving forward and reminding us to stay motivated and pursue our goals with precision. This card suggests that you harness your inner drive and take decisive action towards your objectives. The shark encourages you to trust your instincts and remain focused on what matters. Trust your instincts and stay determined in your pursuit. Focus and drive will guide you towards success. The reverse meaning is you may be pushing too hard or acting out of aggression. Consider if your drive is leading to conflict or burnout. And the questions here, how can I maintain focus on my goals? Am I pushing too hard and causing conflict? What instinct should I trust right now? Yeah, so it has to do with your drive and your ambition with the 10th house energy coming through, which makes perfect sense. So I feel like this is a dual message for many of you out there. It's just saying like there is a past energy that finds you incredibly attractive now because you don't put up with anything, which you shouldn't, and that's fine, but you don't have to go back. This is not saying they're coming back in, and even if they do, remember your power and remember that you have a choice in whether or not you invite them back into your energy, and always choose yourself. Always, always, always choose yourself. Whether or not it's not a divine synchronicity that this person is coming back in. It's just they made a choice to appear because they want to fulfill some old weird need that they have. And remember that. Remind yourself of that. Okay? And trust your intuition as well. So this is what I see here for you. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little shark emoji down below and say, by following my purpose, I become an apex predator and I rise to the top of the food chain, knowing that I'm chasing my dreams and making them a reality. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, how to reach out to me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member of the channel. And with that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this powerful message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful shard of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on why do men find you attractive. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out, why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Source, what would you like to share with us? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? What would you like to say? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Okay, so we've got the 12th house, the moon, and Cancer energy. Okay, a lot of water. A lot of water. You're very emotional, but I feel like you're very grounded in your emotions. You're also psychic as well, or have gifts of some sort, like clairvoyance or one of the clairs. And this ability to tap into the subconscious, and I feel like you're always working to heal yourself, and that's something that they find very attractive because you're always trying to realign with your highest self, and that is something that they're finding incredibly attractive. I also feel like how deeply you love others. So if you're in a position where you're able to take care of others, or like you have kids or pets, or maybe you're caring for a parent or a friend or something like that, like they're seeing you care for them, and how deeply you care for them is something that really, really attracts them to you. And you're very mysterious. And being mysterious, you know, it's almost like elusive. It's like, oh well, I can't get to pile number 2 because they're elusive and I'll never be able to have that person in my life. And so wanting something they can't have, right? Like that's also coming through here. But you're also very feminine looking as well. And even if you're a guy on here, like that's still true. Like this very feminine energy that's coming from you where it's like nurturing and caring and open and clear and wanting to embrace all the people around you. And I feel like you already do that. Like I feel like you've had to learn how to set solid boundaries because you have really been maybe a people pleaser in your past, or someone who's just an over caregiver, you know, like giving way too much and not knowing how to receive. And so I feel like that is shifting for you here. It has shifted for you, and now you're knowing how to receive is actually a very attractive trait, because it means that like if a guy came in, or you know, like if one of these men came in and they wanted to give something to you, that you would be willing to receive it from them. And that's attractive. And that seems strange, but it's true. It's like, oh, you know, like they would actually receive what I would give to them. And so I also feel like you're not showing all your cards all the time. Like, and that goes back to being mysterious, but I feel like that's the thing. Like, you're very magical and mystical, and you have a deck of cards in your pocket that you never show anybody. And it's like, so no one knows exactly what's going on with you. It's like you show up and you're authentic and you're very true to yourself, but no one really knows what's happening with you. No one really knows what's going on behind closed doors. Like, no one knows where you're at in life because you don't share those parts of yourself. It's like what you do share is very minimal, but it might not feel like that to you. You might be like, well, I'm an open book. Like, anybody can ask me anything, but you don't actually share as much as you think you do. And that's something that makes you very attractive, because it's like they want to get to know you more and they want to see who you are. If you're a woman on here, you could have very big breasts, very large chest, a chesty chest. Yeah. So, and then also you might have very big eyes, or very like bedroom eyes. That might be something that people have told you before. You have bedroom eyes. And dainty hands, I'm hearing, like cute dainty hands. Very curvy, a curvy figure. Okay. All right. I like this one better. Pile 1 was kind of a trip. So, like, if you're coming from pile 1, thank you so much for those of you that stuck it out with me, because that was an interesting reading for sure. And if you're not drawn to pile 1, don't go. Just don't go. That's a very specific message that came through. All right, so let's see what comes through for you here, pile 2. Source, why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're very stable. I feel like stable emotionally. You could have Pisces highly aspect in your chart, or water. You could have water highly aspect in your chart as well. You could be a triple, you know, like the triple threat. You could have Pisces sun, Cancer rising, Scorpio moon, or any one of those variations. And so, like, just a lot of water in your chart. But if you don't, that's all right. It's just you portray someone who's incredibly deep and emotional, very profound energy. Okay. Why do men find pile number 2 attractive, source? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Thank you. Why do men find pile number 2 attractive, source? Whoa, thank you. Okay, on the bottom, we have the 5 of Wands in the reverse. You're stubborn. You have a stubborn energy about you, and they find that attractive. And I feel like it's like, because you don't budge on things that really matter to you, right? Like, it's like, I don't know, if you're very spiritual and someone doesn't want you to be, or someone's like, no, you can't believe in that. That's not true. It's like, you're like, what makes it not true? and you don't budge, right? Or it's like on things that matter. It just really feels like that things that really matter to you don't budge on. And that's something that is very attractive, because you're not just gonna roll over and agree with someone just because, you know. And is contrary to popular belief, men actually enjoy someone who has a mind for themselves, not someone who's just gonna give in and do everything that they want to do, because that gets old and boring after a while. But someone who has a mind for themselves and knows what they like and knows what they want is attractive, because it's unpredictable at times, and that unpredictable energy is something that is exciting, and so they really enjoy that. I feel like you're someone that's unpredictable because maybe for a time you did do that, like you let yourself get lost in someone else for, you know, your life, and it was exhausting and annoying and frustrating, and you're like, I'm not ever going to do that again. And so you took the time, or you are taking the time to learn what it is that you like, and you're not letting anyone sway that about you. Yeah, and there was a lot of anxiety. Ooh, overcoming a tough family situation here, right? A lot of red flags from family wounds and karmic situations. So you might talk about your past, and you might share how to overcome difficult situations and what you've gone through in your past, and like, well, this is what I did to overcome it, or this is what I'm doing to let go of what was weighing down on me. And, you know, you're recognizing where you played a part in it as well, or where maybe it played a part in your relationships that were creating very immature places in your, or immature energies in your relationships, right? So we've got the 10 of Swords. Interesting. The Queen of Swords. Okay. And the Sun. Yeah. Like, you're someone who brings a lot of clarity to the mishaps that have been in your life. Like, you're not someone who's going to sit around and blame others. And especially when you have tried time and time again to overcome something in a certain way. So like arguing, right? Like the 10 of Swords is an interesting energy, because it's talking about like arguing, and there's like no one's a winner because you're equally matched, but it's creating a lot of emotional strife and exhaustion and hurt and pain. And so there's something here that you have experienced in your life where it was like you couldn't overcome it through words. Like you had to actually take action and make a decision to take an action here. And so it could have been someone who was a Libra or a Gemini or a Leo here that was incredibly cold towards you, that was very ruthless and mean and unkind, and just I keep hearing that cruel, like cruel, someone who's very cruel, or someone who had been very cruel. It could have been a family member as well. And so there's like men here who have watched you overcome that. This could have been an ex too, but it's like, it feels like that's what it is. It's like, or it's just you sharing your story. You know, it's like when you share your story, like, well, you know, I was abused growing up, and I had to learn when I got older to face this part of myself that was hiding, and I ended up getting in really difficult relationships, and I thought that everyone was like this in the world, but then I found out that there was something within me that was attracting that, and I had to heal that part of myself so that I stopped attracting that. And it's like, that's the part of you that they find so attractive. Like, it's whatever you shed light on that was difficult from your past. That's why they think that you're so attractive now. And it's like, you're not afraid to cut people off when things become very clear what intentions are. It's like you just end things right away instead of letting it carry on like maybe it did at one point in time. Like I said, it's like you're not gonna bend your own morals or your own desires just because someone else doesn't understand where you're coming from, or just because they have ulterior motives that don't align with where you're going on your journey, right? And that's something they find very attractive. Like, you don't back down, you stand up for yourself. You're also a bright light. And regardless of how you look, and I forgot in pile 1 to pull out some descriptors. I'm going to remember to do it here because I have it right here next to me. So we'll get some descriptions later on. But regardless of how you look, it's like your energy is so bright and healing and loving and kind, and it engulfs people, and it brings this just true warmth to people. And it's like when they're around you, they also end up healing parts of themselves, and it's like you're not even taking that on. It's just something that like your light naturally helps others heal, and that's something that they find attractive too. So I feel like these men that feel like you're very attractive, they've been touched in a healing way by you, whether you intentionally did that or not. It's just you being you and being around has healed them, and that has made a huge impact on them. So let's get some 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, you help them make progress. You help them find the right path. Yeah, exactly. So there's someone here who is really cold. Someone who you thought you were matched with, right? And this could be anybody. It doesn't have to be a love interest. It could be family. It could be friends. But I feel like this is a story too. Like with the swords cards coming out, this is something that you've communicated to others about, something that you went through, someone who was very, very much manipulative, and someone who was a smooth talker, and someone who they convinced you at some point that they were the right way and what they were doing was the right thing, and you had to overcome that. And in overcoming that, you let go of a lot. I feel like these are men who watch you on social media for sure. Or online, like they see you online, so like you might have a presence online, but you don't have to, okay? Like you don't have to at all. Like this, they could just be like watching you post positive things online and you share bits of your story. Or these are guys that you've talked to, like they've asked you a little bit about yourself and you've shared that. Yeah, falling from grace. This is interesting. This came out in one of the other, well, I guess in pile 1 too. Yeah, look, overcoming hopelessness. This is the thing, like you've balanced out this hopelessness in your life and the illusions that were in your life, and you're falling from grace. When the 10 of Cups comes in the reverse, it's like falling from a grace and emotionally supporting everyone else, right? Like you're in this place of lifting everyone else up but not taking care of yourself, and then seeing the illusions like, oh my gosh, that's what I have to do, but then finally finding balance again and seeing yourself through eyes of love. And that's what's so attractive, is because you're loving yourself now. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, repression. So talking about memories, that's exactly what I kept feeling, but this is that confirmation with the strength in the reverse. It's like something that you were repressed, or something that you didn't want to face at one point in time, but you're sharing that with others, and they're seeing that, and they're seeing the strength of who you are and overcoming that. Yeah, sharing it. You know what you want, and you're going towards it. And so maybe you're trying to help coach people through difficult time, or maybe you're trying to help people overcome something as well. And through that, like, you have to share your story, or you feel compelled to share your story. And that's helping you to really cement your strength and your power right now. So you're shining right now. There's like a glow up right here. And there's a balancing of masculine and feminine energies. And there's a youthfulness about you as well. And there's an excitement here. But also I feel like the stubbornness is the one thing that's just feeling like they really admire that, because maybe at one point you had a weak character and you weren't stubborn. You could have been someone who really, like, whatever anybody said, like, you agreed with them, right? It's almost like, I don't have an opinion because I'm afraid to have an opinion, because I'm afraid, is that going to hurt somebody's feelings? Like that people-pleasing tendency. And so this is men who have seen that. They've seen you in that energy, or they know that you used to be in that energy, and they see that you're no longer in that energy. Excuse me. We have fire, Leo, Aries, Sag, with confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. Yeah. So this is why they find you attractive as well, is because you're super confident, you're optimistic, you have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and you're very brave. You've taken on things that a lot of people wouldn't. House 2, we have physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Yeah, you see your worth now. You're not compromising on that anymore. Like, my worth is my worth. You either, step up or step off. And so they find that very attractive. You could be an Aries. Okay, we've got independence, bravery, and passion. Yeah, you're very independent. You're very passionate, though. Like, you just have a lot of passion. You take things on, and you're incredibly passionate about the things you're taking on, and that's something they find incredibly attractive. I'm going to get some cards from this new deck that I got. It's called Love and Money. It does not have an artist, and I apologize, but it's just in a yellow and orange box. They're really cool. It's like pop art energy. So what else, Source? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? What would you like to say here? Okay, so this is the mimic chest, and it says, in our greed, we lost sight of what really mattered. The more we chased, the further apart we grew until the bond we had was gone. Yeah, so I feel like whatever it was in your past that you let go of, like you recognize that it was something that was a huge illusion. Like this is someone, the mimic chest, it's something that's not real, right? It paints a pretty picture, but it's not real. And so there might have been something that you were holding on to in 62 with 8, right? You could have the 8th house in Cancer as well, or the 11th house in Cancer. But it's like showing this energy here where it's like you are letting go of something that you karmically believed, like, right? This energy of like, oh my gosh, I have to have someone in my life. I have to have this title, or I have to have this status, or whatever it is. Like you're realizing that's the illusion, and that's where it is. It's like that's letting it go. Let me take a drink of water. Thank you. So letting it go, you have changed your external output of energy. Successful, yeah. Seeks validation through fame and feels unstable. The spotlight is ephemeral and brings only monetary joy. Material abundance leads to spiritual scarcity. Rich. So with 36 here too, so you could have at one point just been worried about the material gain of things and not focused on what really mattered, but now you're focused on what really matters, and part of that comes from your self-worth, and your self-worth is what's leading you to this material values, like these possessions, this growth, this physical security. And so it's like at one point, maybe not that you were a gold digger or anything like that, that's not what this is saying. It's just saying like sometimes we are so driven by the physical world that we lose sight of the real things that matter. And so there's this shift in focus where you're chasing your bag, but you're also not worried about it. Like you're like, it's just going to come when it comes. I know it's going to come. I don't have to question whether or not it's going to come. I don't have to worry about it because I know that Source is going to take care of me. And that's put you in this very attractive energy. What else, Source? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive, Source? Okay. Okay, they want both of them, so I'll take them. On the bottom, we have 13 with, you've helped me realize that my ambition is not bound by what others expect. Together, we can reach heights I never thought possible. Our connection empowers me to step out of the box I place myself in and to dream without limits. And this is honor. Yeah, so your honor and your word and your, like, keep hearing, my word is my bond. What is that from? Scarface? Yeah. I got 2 things in this world. My word, my balls, and I don't break them for nobody. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just quoting. Like, you don't curse. I'm just trying to quote this because I'm pretty sure that's what he says. But yeah, like your word is your honor, and you stand by your word, and you do your best to stand by your word. Okay, and then we've got sudden wealth. Let go of the anger that stems from feeling unworthy and self-worth and unworthy. You've always deserved more, not from the world, but from yourself. Recognize the abundance already within. Yeah, so they're showing you here like you already feel worthy about yourself, and because you feel worthy about yourself, like that's what's so attractive about you. And then no exit says we keep replaying the same story over and over again, and it never ends well. When will we finally learn to break this cycle? And so that's the thing, like you've taken credit and accountability for how you've shown up in situations. And again, with 8, 30, 35, that's been part of your spiritual growth. And so there's a part of your spiritual growth that they find incredibly attractive because it's you taking accountability for how you play a role in your life. And it's not about blaming others. And blame is a really unattractive trait anyways. So we've got slave here, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. That's what I was saying. Like, you don't worry about it anymore. You trust that everything's coming. The shadow is giving your willpower away to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Yeah, so there's this shift that's happened. Maybe at one point you were chasing the money, worrying about when it was going to come, worrying about all this, that, and the other. But now you're not worried about it. And that's something that has shifted you into this very attractive attractive energy. It's magnetic. It's magnetic because you're abundant within, and men are feeling that. We have Don Juan, and you're also very attractive. So we have spotlights your positive, seductive qualities, and the shadow is using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. Yeah, so you're incredibly attractive. All right, so what else do I want to get here? Get a few of these out. Okay, secret crush, admire, attraction, suitor, and butterflies. Yeah, so there's definitely people watching you, people who have a big old crush on you. Spiritual awakening. Yeah, it's your spiritual gifts. Enlightenment, epiphany, life lessons, and rebirth. It's your gifts that they find so attractive, and that it's not just the gift itself, right? Like, that's cool because it's unique. It's not as common as you'd think it is. It's like the way that you own your gift. That's what's so attractive. Like, you're not afraid to be like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. But either way, it doesn't affect me. Like, you're just cool with it. What else, source? Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Okay. Why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Party, celebration, event, public, social gathering. Yeah, so these could be people that are seeing you enjoy the fruits of life. They're seeing you enjoy what you've earned, and you have every right to enjoy it. But it's like you are just the life of the party. Like, everywhere you go, everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to be around you. Men find that really attractive. And it's not like you're out there trying to get this attention. It's just naturally happening. And something they're like, whoa, like everybody's magnetically attracted to them. We have third party on the bottom, interference, cheating, competition, and mistress. So there are people who are in competition for you. I feel like the competition is the main energy here. So there's many, many men who want you. And as odd as that sounds, with the more men that want you for whatever reason, it becomes this huge competition as to who can win your admiration and your love. And so that, for whatever reason, makes you more attractive. I couldn't explain it because I'm not a guy, but it's just, and I'm not a masculine. Like, I identify as a divine femme. And so, you know, it's like, I don't understand that, but hey, cool, you know. More power to you. Finances, yeah. Money problems, work, material things, and success. The other thing is you're successful. You're an independent, successful person, and that's something they find incredibly attractive. Like, you're not looking for someone to, you know, carry you. You're not looking for someone to buy you things. You're not in that gold digger energy, right? Like, you went after what you wanted and you made it a reality, and that's something that success is what's attractive. It's not like some may want something from you, but I don't feel like that. I feel like they're just like, wow, you're actually really successful at what you do. Shadow side, the moon, the dark night. Yeah, and you also have that dark side to you that you're not afraid to embrace. Okay, so we've got the sun, again, strength and empowerment. Yeah, you're this bright energy. You shine like the sun. We have summer with growth, again, the sun energy coming in here. The sun at its apex, like, it's this energy that's coming through where it's like you just give this warmth of energy to people, and they love that about you. And distance, we have retreat or time out. And I feel like you do keep your distance from a lot of people, especially men at this time. Like, if for those of you that don't, it's okay. It's like you do feel distant from them because you're always taking care of yourself. You're taking care of what you need. Chemistry, passion, again, passion, your passion for life. That's something that they find so attractive about you. And fulfillment, wish fulfillment. So you're like a dream come true to a lot of these men. All right, so let's grab a couple of these. Oh my gosh, okay, I have to pick that up in just a minute. My card just fell off the table. This gets a little bit loud, so if you have sensitive ears, take a moment to mute this, and when I get all the papers in, I'm going to go like this on the screen so you can bring back the sound. Okay, so here we go. So, source, can we get some descriptors here as to why men find pile number 2 attractive? Okay, we'll start with that. Okay, so there's a lot in here. Well, not a lot, but there's some. I thought there was more. That's okay, though. We'll take it. We have soul tribe. Okay, so there's your soul tribe that thinks you're attractive. Interesting. Short hair. So you might have short hair. They find that attractive about you. 20/20 vision. I feel like this is just saying like your eyes. You have very attractive eyes. And I remember saying that at the beginning too, right? Like bedroom eyes. Yeah. Cleaning. You're very clean cut appearance. You clean things all the time. And then we have the workaholic. Okay, yeah, so you work for your bag. Like, you work for it, you work hard for it. And so your success is actually incredibly attractive because, you know, even if you are a workaholic, it's like they just see you going out there and taking life by the horns and saying, like, I'm going to create what I want in my life. So I'm going to take a look at your card. I'm going to read this from the book. And we've got stealth with the weasel. Interesting. That's cute. Really stealthy. Let's see what this says. The weasel. This is the first time the weasel's made an appearance. Okay. Oh my gosh. This first line, it says the weasel, a small, elusive creature. Wasn't I saying that earlier? Like, you're elusive? Oh, I love that. Symbolizes stealth and observation and the ability to navigate the unseen, the spiritual gifts you have. Known for its quick movements and sharp instincts, the weasel represents the power of subtlety and the art of staying under the radar. This card suggests that you might need to be discreet or take a stealthy approach in a situation. The weasel reminds you sometimes the best strategy is to observe and move quietly. It says, use stealth and discretion to navigate your current situation. Sometimes subtlety and quiet observation are the best strategies. And in the reverse, it says your stealth may be leading to deceit or lack of transparency. Consider whether you're being honest with yourself or others and if your actions align with your values. So the questions here are, how can I use stealth to navigate the situation? Am I being too secretive or deceptive? And what can I learn from quiet observation? So that's what they find super attractive about you, is your elusiveness. Like, you're an enigma. You're a mystery. And that's something they find incredibly, incredibly attractive about you. I loved your reading, pile number 2. This one was a lot of fun. So if you felt like this was your reading, leave the little snowflake down below and say, because I'm an enigma, I am a magnetic attraction. Yeah, we'll just say that. That's perfect. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member. And I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful tumbled rock, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on why do men think you're attractive or find you attractive. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it. You might notice there's streaks in your reading. The sun is like right here in the window. I see on my hand there. Yeah, so, and I don't want to close the blinds because I don't like the winter time when you don't get very much sun. So yeah, you might see the sun move out throughout your reading. So we're just going to hang with it. The source, why do men find pile number 3 attractive? What would you like to let us know today? Why do men find pile number 3 attractive? Why do men find pile number 3 attractive, source? Okay, wow, that was flying around there. We've got the 6th house, we've got Capricorn energy, and the sun. You take really good care of your health. So you have an attractive body, right? You work really hard to have an attractive body. You work really hard at maintaining your looks and your appearance. And that's why they find you attractive. It's not, I'm going to move this over. It's not necessarily like they see you as like, just your looks, but your looks definitely play a part in it. Like, you take your health very seriously, and even if you're not like at your goal weight or anything like that, like, you are taking steps to be healthy, right? It's not about your weight. It's not even about having abs. It's not even about any of that. And for some of you it could be, but I feel like it's just the fact that you are very secure about, like, this is what I do for my health. Like, you could be vegan, vegetarian, you could do the all raw diet, like raw food, like vegetables and fruits and stuff, right? Like, you could be doing like I don't know. I don't know what they all are. What is the one where it's like the caveman diet or whatever it is? You could be fasting all the time. You could be doing like smoothies and really doing like pumping up your protein or something like that. But it's like, whatever you're doing, like, you take it serious. Like, you're just like, this is what I do. Like, I don't care. Like, we're not going to go out to eat at some ice cream joint because that's not what I do. I don't do that. Now, if you want to go somewhere and we can create our own ice cream so that it's healthy and I'm be willing to eat it, cool, let's do that. It's like, you're very serious about your body and your health. And it's not even about your image. Like, you're not even like, oh my gosh, I have to look a certain way. It's just, this is what makes you feel good, right? And you take that, you just take it to the next level. And how you approach this, not only how you approach your health, but how you approach life too. It's like, you approach life from a very open mindset and a very disciplined mindset, and you're very consistent with what you do, and nothing deters you. Like, even if you have a period where you're sick or where you don't have the energy, it's like, that doesn't deter you from showing up and doing what you need to do. It's like, you take the time off to rest, but then as soon as you're back, you go back to it and you steadily build up your strength again to get back to where you were and to even be better than you were last time. And that's something that they noticed right away. And so they find that incredibly attractive. I also feel like it's funny. It's like, I'm getting this very serious vibe from you. I don't feel like you're a super, super, super serious person. I just feel like because you take this seriously, like, you come across as someone who's incredibly serious. You could have been said before that you have an RBF, and for those of you that don't know what that is, then that's not going to resonate with you. So, but for those of you that know what that is, and like, people might not easily be able to talk to you. Like, when they're talking to you, they might stumble or they might stutter a little bit, or they might not know exactly the words to say because they're a little intimidated by you, by the energy that you give off. But I feel like men find that attractive because it's like, they're intimidated by you, but they're also drawn to you because you're this massive energy. Like, there's no getting around it. You're just this massive type of energy that's coming in and basically showing everybody how it's done. And they're like, oh, like, that's the type of energy that I want to be in too. And so these could be coworkers as well with the 6th house. Also, another message is coming through here is how you discipline animals, like the way you work with animals. So it's not about being rough with them, but you like take the time to train them or to understand them, where they're coming from and what's going on with them. And they find that incredibly endearing. Or endearing, my bad. All right, so let's get some cards on it and find out. Source, why do men find pile number 3 attractive? Why do men find pile number 3 attractive? Okay, why do men find pile number 3 attractive? I also feel like you're incredibly accepting of yourself. So you may have been really struggling with body image in the past. And that could have been why you focus so much on your health. And now it's just something you do. But I feel like some of you have really struggled with accepting you as you are and not just seeing your faults. right? And blaming yourself for those flaws or faults. And now you're in this place of self-acceptance, like, this is who I am and this is the way I look, and I'm going to accept me for me because I had a period where I didn't, and I didn't feel good when I did that. And so you're in like radical self-acceptance right now. Okay. I wasn't going to do a 4-card spread, but I guess we will, since they came out. All right, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the 9 of Cups. Yeah, so you at one point may have been led by the illusion, you know, of this is how things are. Does it make a difference if I'm... We can at least see it pretty good. Yeah, it's like there was one point where you were led by illusions, and now you aren't led by that anymore. Yeah, you've learned how to balance that energy out. Yeah, exactly. And that's something that they find incredibly attractive. So these could be, you know, with all 3 piles, it's been feeling like men who have watched you for some amount of time, like maybe where you had a very unhealthy attachment to working out, or an unhealthy attachment to constantly being on the go or being disciplined. And it's like you went full circle where you learned all of being humbled by that, and you know, maybe having it stripped away from you by injuries, or where you couldn't focus on your health so much because of dietary issues or something like that, whereas like fluctuations in weight. And now you're like, this is who I am, but you still take your health seriously, but it's not detrimental, right? Like you're not doing it in a detrimental way or being really cruel to yourself either. Yeah, so we have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, okay. The 7 of Swords in the reverse. The Tower or the House of God in the reverse. And the 5 of Wands in the reverse. I know this seems like a lot of negative energy. Bear with me here. Because I feel like this is what they're saying here. It's like at times you manipulated yourself into circumstances that left you just feeling drained and out of sorts. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of these men have watched you progress through a period of your life where you've gone from being incredibly disconnected from yourself and your body to finding that connection again, realizing the illusion. That's the process here, right? And not wanting to face reality at some point. Like there was a part of you that was like, I'm not ever going to change. Like I have to always be this way. I have to always do this thing. Or, you know, it's like I have to work out for 6 hours a day. And it could have just been super unhealthy and just super taxing on your body. And that's something that they saw. And they saw how it was like you manipulated yourself into believing this, right? And through the process of that and being stubborn and not wanting to see the illusion, something switched up along the way. It was like you were given clarity here with the Ace of Swords over here. You were given clarity by this situation. And in turn, you began to emotionally balance yourself and recognize that like, whoa, hold on. I don't have to live in this type of energy anymore. I can come into this very powerful emotional maturity level and actually take care of myself and listen to my body and listen to what it's telling me, or listen to, you know, like the animals, or listen to what you're telling yourself, right? Like, and using that to your advantage and knowing that you are more powerful than the illusion that you were giving way to at one point. And so you're disciplined now, but whatever energy was holding on to you before when you were super disciplined and consistent, that energy is gone, and it's been replaced with something that's more nurturing and open and receptive, rather than this very forceful type of energy. And so that's what men find incredibly attractive about you. And so yes, it is your body, but it's the way that you care for your body now, and it's not that illusion that was there. And I know this is really specific, but that's what's coming through. That's like what they keep showing me. It's like someone who's in the gym, like pounding it out and working so hard at something, and you know, the flame just went out on the candle. Yeah, like burning out your own flame, you know, and then still expecting even more of yourself. And that's hard. right? So like if you've had that, and that could be with anything, maybe even work. It doesn't have to be with body. It could be with work. It could be with, you know, your mind. It could be with your spiritual journey. It could be with your projects, with whatever you were putting your energy into, whatever you were consistently showing up for. It could be with that. Let me push this down just a tad. My camera, it moves so much throughout the reading. Like from when I first start to the end, it's always in a different position, which is a trip to me. So, and when I'm editing, this is, yeah, okay. So I don't know why I have to tell you this, but we're going to go with it because I feel like I see where Source is going with this. But like when I'm editing and when I'm like fast forwarding through the video, like I see the camera just like kind of doing like these waves and stuff. And so I feel like what they're showing like that, it's like fast forward to where you are now, like people are seeing the small waves that you've made and the movements that you've made that have turned into massive adjustments for yourself. So let's get some clarifiers here, Source. Can you please clarify this for us? What else would you like to say? Why do men find pile number 3 attractive? Yeah, you were your own worst enemy at one point, okay? But you're not anymore. Like, this is an energy that you've balanced out. This is an energy that you recognize and that you're healing. And so, also with attractiveness, I feel like very attractive. Yeah, you came in to save yourself. You were no longer looking for a knight in shining armor or a queen in shining armor, whatever. You weren't looking for someone to save you anymore. Like, you rushed in and were like, wait, hold on. This is on my shoulders. This is for me to fix. Can you please clarify this? What else? Yeah. This harsh judgment of self, right? Like, judging self, like, dishing out cruel and unusual punishment to yourself because of the flaws or the imperfections that you had, or feeling like you had to be something that you weren't so that you could be accepted. And this shifted, and it's like coming to reality with that, and being your own hero here with the Knight of Swords. It's like it's something that shifted your energy and your approach to life with the Sun, and that shift in your energy is actually what has made you more magnetic and more attractive to men. And this is why they find you attractive, is that shift in energy. So this is all about your energy. It's actually not about your looks, even though your looks have something to do with it. This is more about the energy that you're putting off. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely incredibly attractive, like sexually appealing for sure. And you know, there's something hidden about you. This card came out in all 3 piles, I swear. It's like letting go of something that maybe was secretive or that was superficial, right? Because the Popes in the reverse is all about superficial. And it's like letting that go. And that's what was keeping you in this place of falling from grace, or like trying to lift others up but not being able to take care of yourself. And emotionally disconnected. But it's like you found out how to let this go and not be so focused on the superficial part of life. And that's what gave you this new inspiration to take care of yourself in a different way that is more fitting for where you're at on your journey. Let's see what else comes through. Why do men find pile number 3 attractive, Source? Yeah, opposition. Look at this. An imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. But I feel like the only person that you were in opposition with was with yourself. So there's a lot of men here who have seen that battle. They've seen that battle with yourself, and they saw you gracefully overcome it. And that's what's so attractive, is like at one point you survived your own worst enemy, and that was you. And you did it with such a good energy as well, like a smile on your face. Even though I said like you might have an RBF, but I feel like you still did this with a smile on your face. You're still in that energy of like, it's like, yeah, I was very serious about doing this, but you still had a good energy about you. Leo, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. Yeah, so you're this very creative person, very confident, very loyal to your cause, loyal to yourself as well. And also this energy of like, you're not just going to let anybody in. And that's also what makes you incredibly attractive. Saturn. Like, I can't make this energy up. Feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. It's your difficulties. It's what you've been through and what you've overcome in regards to how you view yourself that makes you so incredibly attractive. And that might seem strange, but it's like, I feel like the men in this pile for you, pile 3, are men that have watched you over a period of time. They've seen you go through it and they've seen you come out on the other side. And it's like, you know, that is like, that's so cute. Like, men really do appreciate that. Like, women that have struggled, or, you know, other men that have struggled, like, they really appreciate that because they see like a side of you that they might not have otherwise seen if you hadn't shared that part of yourself with them. And so that's something that men actually, they find attractive, is that vulnerability of sharing that side of yourself, those true struggles. And so it feels like you've shared that, but in a way that maybe this was a personal story that you shared once, but I feel like this is also them watching you from a distance and overcoming something. And so seeing how you learned how to save yourself from something that was incredibly traumatic. Okay, I'm using these new cards. These are called, they're just love and money. They don't have an artist name or anything, which I apologize, but I can't change that. They're just in an orange and yellow box if you're looking for them. But they're actually really cool. I really enjoy these. So we have Oath coming out here with, we aim for the same target, but fear keeps us from fully committing. Our union needs clarity, not hesitation. Yeah, so there's something here that you were hesitating on, and then what ended up happening was you recognized that, like, I can't let this become my life. Like, I can't let working out 8 hours a day become my life. It's just unobtainable. Like, you can't sustain that for a massive time, like maybe for a couple of weeks or whatever, but it just becomes completely unreasonable. You know, again, it doesn't have to be working out. That's just the example they're giving me. You could take that for anything that this resonates for, like your spiritual journey. This could be meditation. This could be creations. You know, it's like you have to have time and balance for other things in your life. And so that's what it feels like. At one point, you were so connected with whatever this thing is, and then letting that go and allowing other things to come through is what made you more attractive. What else, source? Why do men find pile number 3 attractive? Your wisdom, your guidance from above, willingness to be open of the connection brings gracefulness, a graceful understanding, and enhances your presence. Clarity arrives when you allow yourself to be receptive. Yeah, you began to receive messages from yourself. Wasn't I saying that earlier? Like, you're ready to listen to your body and what it's telling you. You learned a lot of wisdom and a lot of from trial and error, like a lot from trial and error. Yeah, I feel like people really hesitate to talk to you sometimes because I keep tripping on my own words. And that's what I feel like for you, pile 3. I feel like sometimes men have a hard time talking to you because you are intimidating. Okay, so we have surprise, unexpected surprise. Surprises that spark introspection and lead to emotional breakthroughs. Unseen moments of joy that challenge your perception of what truly matters. Exactly. An unexpected joy reveals hidden depths and profound connections. Surprise. Yeah, so it's like this energy, unseen moments of joy that challenge your perception of what truly matters. That's exactly what happened here. And I feel like a lot of these men have noticed that about you. Like, you had something that challenged how you viewed yourself and the journey that you were on. And suddenly when you realized there was a key moment here where it was like a shift in your energy, and it was like all of everything about you shifted, whether you saw it or not, it shifted. And they recognized that, and all of a sudden you became incredibly attractive at that moment. And we have caught in tensions, feels like a barrier to intimacy and unable to form close relationships. Feels powerless in decision making and unable to influence outcomes. Believes conflict, awaits at every turn and struggles to find common ground. So this could have been where you were in before, is caught in this tension. The tension of not knowing, of being confused, of not being sure. And now you're not, because you're sure of yourself. That confidence is what gives you this air of attraction as well. So we've got the femme fatale, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. And shadow is inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Yeah, so you're coming into this very powerful dark feminine energy as well, and that's really attractive. Look, goddess underneath the deck. Wow, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. We have exploitation of the female nature and form, and that's what I was saying, like, this is more than your body, this is more than your looks, even though that does play a part in it, but it's more than that. And that's why I feel like goddess came out as well. So yeah, definitely for those of you for pile 3, you may very well resonate with being a divine feminine. Secret crush flying out. So someone here is absolutely observing you from afar. Admire, attraction, suitor, butterflies. Yeah. Snake. Okay. We have deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. So I do feel like you're also being watched by your enemies. I know this really doesn't have anything to do with it, but it is coming out. So we have to talk about it. I also feel like other people might think that you're shady because you're a temptation, and you're not. Like, I feel like you have a lot of integrity and you hold yourself in high regards because of that integrity. And so I feel like even though people might be judgmental of where you're at, or other women or other men might be judgmental of where you're at, like, even if like there's a man that's in a relationship that's looking at you and like you might not even know about it, they might be blaming you for that, or whoever they're connected with or whoever they're with might be blaming you, and you might be a completely innocent bystander in all of this. It's like you have a lot of integrity, and if anybody ever reaches out to you like, hey, my man is watching you, you're probably like, who's your man? Like, I don't even know who that is. Like, what the heck? And when they're like, oh, it's so-and-so, and you're like, I don't even know who that is. And they're like, yeah, you're just lying. You're like, no, look, I'm sorry, I don't go for married men, or I don't go for men in a relationship. Like, you're just very honest about where you're at. You're like, might even tell people like, I'm single and I'm not even looking. So it's like they feel like you're the one that's deceiving people, and so there's a lot of enemies about you as well. And I feel like that also might be why people are intimidated by you. Healing, but you're healing wounds, improving, mending, and progress. Yeah, so that's the thing, like, it's your healing journey that makes you so attractive. Toxic relationship, fighting, codependent, misunderstanding, and trigger. You've let go of this toxic relationship. You've let go of this also toxic mindset that was with that as well. And then fated meeting, meant to be, destiny, predetermined encounter. So there could be someone here, the secret crush. This is someone you were fated to meet. I'm not saying they're the ones that are in a relationship. I'm just saying like there's an energy here that's definitely watching. Yeah, letting go of control. That's something that you did here, was letting go of control, and rather coming into this place of allowing, which is the divine feminine, right? Is that allowing that energy to happen and be what it's going to be. We have air energy with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Being more open with yourself. Also receiving assistance from your spirit guides here. Your ability to connect with the divine realm is something that makes you incredibly attractive too. The energy here is pretty strong. Yeah, separation, okay? Yeah, a lot of people long to be in your energy as well, but they don't have access to you like that. And then on the bottom, rebirth. Yeah, you've definitely transformed yourself. Karma, balance, justice. Yeah, this is like whatever was unfair, or however you were unfairly treating yourself, that's becoming balanced, and that's another reason why you're becoming so attractive. You're seen as a wish fulfillment. A lot of passion and chemistry here. And storm, unexpected. You're an unexpected contender. So it's like when you show up, like people are completely shocked by you and your energy. Okay, oh, my apologies. I'm going to get some descriptions here, and this can tend to be a little bit noisy. So if you have sensitive ears, to turn down your phone, and when I get all the pieces in, I'll go like this in the camera, so that way you can turn it back up. Okay, so here we go. Source, what descriptions will help us better understand why men find pile number 3 attractive? What descriptions will help us better understand why men find pile numbers 3 attractive? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we've got a whole bulky one right here. There's a couple in there. Some of them are inside of one another. Leo. Okay. You got a lot more than pile 2. I forgot to do these on pile 1. Just, the pile 1 was an interesting reading. You might be here from pile 1. And if you are, thank you. And as always, if you watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below. It's called my Purple Heart Club. And I just really appreciate you taking the time and spending the whole reading with me. So thank you so much. Light skin. Okay, so you could have light skin. That's what they find attractive about you. Childish, okay, or childlike, or maybe like you just don't put up with anything, so you might seem childish, but it's because you're setting boundaries. Okay, you could be a woman. That's kind of vague. Okay. Okay, you have an hourglass figure. Yeah, okay, so it's saying like your body, there's something about your body that they find really attractive. I haven't pulled these out in so long. Contacts, your eyes. Okay. Mean. You could be mean. I feel like you're more or less mean to people, but not like mean, but what I was saying, like the RBF, like people think that you're mean, and that's something that they like about you. Outdoorsy. Wrinkles. I'm getting like the crow's feet, you know, like the laugh wrinkles, the smile wrinkles, yeah. Freckles too. I just heard freckles really loud. Wow, okay. You could be, yeah, you could be a BBW or a BBM. That's what I was saying, like some of you might have had some really big issues with body image too, and that's something that you've had to learn along the way. And so in learning to accept yourself, that's what shifted you into this place of where people have a lot of chemistry with you all of a sudden. Two-faced, okay. I feel like it's just saying you're different. I don't think you're two-faced. I feel like that was that energy I was feeling earlier too, where it's like, you know, there's someone else here who's blaming you for their man being all up in your business, but that has nothing to do with you. So they think you're being two-faced, but you're not. Yeah, okay, you could be a psychic medium. Wow. Average. Okay. So we're going to take a look at your card here. I'm going to read this from the book. What do we've got? The Moose. Authority. You're taking authority in your life. The moose. Okay. I love this picture of the moose. I would, if moose weren't so mean. Oh, yeah, mean. Look, mean. So maybe that's another thing. Like, maybe it's just because you don't put up with crap from people. Like, you call people out. You're like, look, don't be like that. You know, or it's like if people, you know how men are today online, and they're just like start telling you that they're going to start doing this, this, and this to you. Like, and you set that boundary, you're like, ew, gross. Like, I never even asked for that. Or when they send unwarranted pictures and you call them out on that, you're like, I never asked for this. Like, why would you send this to me? And then they like always have something to say about it, but you call them out on it. You're like, no, like, you're the one who sent this to me and I didn't even ask for it. And they're saying like, oh yeah, you're mean. But moose are mean. Like, they're not very kind, right? They're pretty territorial. But with purpose, right? It's not like you're doing it just to be mean. Like, you have a purpose behind it. The moose, with its imposing presence and majestic antlers, symbolizes authority, leadership, and self-esteem. Known for its strength and solitary nature, the moose represents the power of self-confidence and the ability to stand tall in one's truth. This card suggests that you may need to step into a position of authority and assert your leadership. The moose reminds you that true authority comes from self-respect and inner strength. Step into your power and assert your authority. Confidence and self-respect are the key to effective leadership. In the reverse, it says your authority may be coming across as arrogance or stubbornness. Consider whether you are respecting the opinions and autonomy of others in your leadership. Your are, how can I assert my authority with confidence? Am I being too stubborn or arrogant? And what does true leadership mean to me? Wow. Yeah, so that's another thing they find attractive is that you're incredibly powerful. Like you're in this place of leadership, but I feel like it's taken a while for you to get there as well. This was a very powerful reading. So this is what I see for you here. If you felt like this was your reading, I believe there is a moose emoji. Leave a little moose emoji down below and say, I step up into a position of leadership and I exert my dominance because I know I'm powerful and I deserve to be powerful. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need to know in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join the memberships here on this channel. And with that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.